we have been streaming live, there are guests who are waiting for us to start the event, and some of our guests are still on the way, who would be joining us shortly. But with all due respect, who has joined us early, will be starting the event. Namaste, Adab, Namaskaro, Pranam, Sastri Akal, Namaskar, Radhe Radhe, Namaskaram, Vanakkam. Good morning, everyone. Myself Agam Jain, and on behalf of entire eVital team, I am truly delighted to welcome you all to this momentous occasion of eVitalRx, highly anticipated launch event. Today is a day of immense pride and excitement for all of us. But still, I can't feel the excitement in the room. How's the Josh team? Hi, sir. How's the Josh? Hi, sir. Now it can be felt. It's with great pleasure that we extend a warm welcome to each and everyone who has joined us virtually and physically from various parts of the country. We are immensely grateful that you have chosen to spend your Saturday morning with us. Your participation adds a depth to this discussion and enriches the event. Would like to request everyone to have a big round of applause for all of our guests. We have gathered over here not just to unveil a remarkable product launch, but also to celebrate a culmination of months, even years of hard work, dedication and innovation. The entire team of eVital has poured their soul and heart into this entire project, and the efforts of the entire team we would be addressing now. I will request entire founding team over the stage, and let's have a glimpse of eVital journey. As we know, some of you have joined us since day one, some of you joined us in some middle, and some you would be joining us in the near future. So we'll request the entire founding team over the stage.
Before we get started, I would really like to personally thank everybody who's here. Unfortunately, we have told the people that to be on the time, but we can't punish them. We can't punish the people who are on time for the people who are not on time. So we'll start it anyway. Especially we have hundreds of people waiting on YouTube for the live streaming event. So one more time, I'm really grateful for all of you guys to make it on time and being here with us on a special day for us. And we'll just spend a few minutes, like Adam said, recapping our history of the beginning, and hopefully there will be some idea for those who are new to us, associated recently with us. So here it is. Take a few words and thank you, all of you guys, for not just being here, and also for those who are watching from home. And most importantly, I would like to mention some names who have been extremely helpful for helping us being here. I would like to start with Mr. Suresh Amar, and I remember those days when I couldn't trust myself. Those are the people who trusted us. And it doesn't end there, because as we scaled up, Anand Munot sir, who's from Maruti Medical, who also trusted us when, I don't think I would have trusted myself at the time that we were there. So I really appreciate Sanjay Modi sir, who's also here, joined from the really beginning. So really we are blessed and really grateful to have people who really trusted us in early days. It's amazing that people who know us for a long time, right, as a childhood, as a family, social, those are not the ones who trust you. Those who trust you are completely stranger people who eventually becomes friends, right? Anand Patel sir is also here from Tulsi Chemist, who's really early customer as well. So I really appreciate for all the feedbacks, criticisms, complaints, and of course the encouraging words you have given us. It has kept us going. We also have invited some people who does not believe in us, but they also motivated us to keep it going and to keep improving each and every single day. So today is not just a launch event, but I really wanted to also extend my appreciation and gratefulness to all of you guys. I don't think there is any way we would have made it this far without your patience and without your trust. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Today, it's not just about unveiling a product. It's about showcasing a vision. It's about demonstrating our commitment to pushing boundaries, to constantly innovating, and to delivering solutions that make meaningful differences in life of our customers and patients. So before starting the event, there are some housekeeping announcements. Fortunately, as we have all customers from all the parts of the India, so event will be in English. We'll request everyone to please keep your phones on silent mode. And we have a question and answer session after the presentation. So without further ado, I will request Mr. Kaushal Shah, founder and CEO, to be on the stage, and will request everyone to immerse yourself into this event, explore our new product, and experience first-hand innovation and dedication that defines eVital. Feel free to
before we get started, I'll just lay out the agenda. There's going to be a launch of a new product right now in a few minutes. And then we have something entertainment, because I didn't want it to be the guy who keeps talking and you keeps listening. So there's going to be some entertainment for all of you. I hope you really enjoy and participate in it. Then there's going to be the second launch as well, and networking, questions, answers, everything, right? So I just wanted to lay that out up front. The language selection was a bit of a dilemma, but I had to stick with English, mostly because I have better control of English than Hindi. I'll probably spend say some sentences in Hindi, but mostly it's going to be in English. Like Agam said, we have customers literally in each and every single state of India. So, I had to make that tough decision somehow. We'll start with something that we have been working on for months. Some of you guys have asked for it, but we, just like always, we listen to each and every single feedback, but we like to do it on our own way as well. Hopefully you like our way. So without further ado, let's get started. So, before we get started about the specifics, I always like to ask myself very basic question. What does eVital stand for? For those who are in the room, of course, you already know what eVital does, but some of you, cloud. Why cloud? Cloud helps you connect with other stakeholders in the healthcare sector, right? eVital has also been very aggressive about integrations. We have been extremely aggressive, and I still don't think we are aggressive enough. I think we want to be even 3 times more aggressive in the next year when it comes to integration, because we want to connect these pharmacies to other healthcare stakeholders. And what do I mean by that? Let's make it more concrete. What do I mean by connecting every pharmacist to other stakeholders into healthcare system? What I mean by that is there are few other stakeholders, few other participants into the ecosystem, right? There is your pharmacies in the middle, then there are distributors, there are doctors or clinics, hospitals, whatever you call it, and of course there are patients. And for, let's look at distributors first. So we want to integrate with companies like Xanax, ValueMed, so that pharmacies are connected very seamlessly, right? That's the key word, seamlessly. You don't have to open any other windows and go somewhere, upload your data or anything like that. You can do that through Xenex and ValueMedi kind of integration that we are working on. I know some of you guys are wondering in the audience that why the big, let's address the big elephant in the room. Why not PharmaRec, right? Fortunately, those guys are not here yet. They will be here eventually, but fortunately, they're not here yet, so we can talk about it. We are working with them as well. We're trying to figure out certain details. We want to make sure that at any integration we do, we want to keep one thing in focus, which is pharmacy's data is secured and not exchanged without their permission. So that's why all the integrations are not as straightforward. We have to make sure that the security privacy is in place. So that's a connection with the distributors. Let's talk about doctors, clinics, hospitals, APIs, right? Everybody knows in this room that we are very API oriented as well. All of our APIs are publicly open. There is a documentation out there as well without any login or anything. And ECACare, which is one of the most leading and fastest growing EMR software for the doctors, we have integrated with them as well. So it allows ECACare doctors to be able to search through your pharmacy and things. And the lastly, patients, which is the most important one, of course, WhatsApp, email, for information sharing of the invoice, etc. But now we also do the payments, right? Payment gateways. You want to connect to patient through payment gateways and payment details. So let's look at the big picture. The big picture is the cloud-based technology allows this kind of integrations for pharmacies on eVital to connect with other stakeholders. But today, what I want to talk about is two things: customer relationship and growth, right? Those are the two topics that I'm going to cover in this launch. Customer relationship and growth. So today, first time, we are connecting patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. So everything I have said so far, especially patients and pharmacies, is through the digital world only, right? Payments are digital, invoice sharing is digital, WhatsApp, email, is all digital connections only. Today, first time, we're going to talk about, connecting patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. And of course, what is that outside the digital world? It's medicine delivery, right? It's medicine delivery. So medicine delivery. Actually, I lied. We have done something to connect patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. It's through Dunzo, right? Everybody in the room, I just assumed they're very well aware of Dunzo. We have complete integration with Dunzo as well. What it means is, if you are a pharmacy using eVital, you can, within your portal, you can book a delivery from Dunzo. You can, the Dunzo guy will come and pick it up, and then they will deliver it for you. So in a way, pharmacy, eVital has already helped you connect your pharmacy to the outside digital world. But there's a problem, right? How many of you guys have used Dunzo in this audience? Through eVital. Okay, so few of you. And the reason it's only few of you is because the first problem is the limited city availability. It's only available in 5 cities, like Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi NCR. If you are not from one of those cities, Dunzo is not available. You have no idea how many messages I get. Sir, हमारे city के अंदर Dunzo चालू कर दो ना. That is not my company. Somebody else has to turn that on. We cannot do it. It's not like we are stopping them to deliver Dunzo in your city. Dunzo does not have the city availability. That's one reason. It's a bit expensive. Let's face it, right? It's a bit expensive. And the reason it is expensive is not because, there is no affordable solution or anything. See, I spoke to Dunzo CEO a few times as well. I met him a few times in Bangalore. The reason it's expensive is because Dunzo is not really meant to be for the medicine delivery. Dunzo is meant to be for something you need it urgently. You need it in 15 minutes, you need it in 20 minutes, right? Very few medicines, yes, you do need it sometimes, but you don't really, if you're delivering chronic patients medications, you don't need to deliver in 20 minutes, right? But Dunzo is designed, Dunzo's brand, Dunzo's workflow and everything is designed to deliver things in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and so on and so forth. So of course it's going to be expensive, right? Pizza delivery is always going to be expensive than medicine delivery because you want pizza hot and fresh. You can't deliver pizza 6 hours later. So it's definitely limited city availability, bit expensive, and there's one more problem: payment collection, right? As much as UPI has taken over our lives for the good, people still like to pay cash. right? Especially people who are on older side or something, they feel that they might get scammed away or something. There's a cash collection is still a big portion of our business. With Dunzo, you can do cash collection, right? COD is still available, but they charge you extra for it, and it becomes more expensive even further, right? So cash collection is already a problem. So Dunzo, as much as we have done very seamless integration, some of you guys know, I know for a fact that use it very profusively. It's still not the best solution, especially because of considering these three problems here. So the demand we have always received from our customers, hey, why doesn't eVital deliver for us, right? I have seen this request coming in every single month. Hey, you guys provided this and that and everything. What are you waiting for, right? Just deliver the medicine for me as well. Why don't you become a Dunzo for the pharmacies? It sounds tempting. I won't lie to you. It sounds tempting, but there's a problem. The problem is we made a promise. Remember, we started the presentation saying we made a promise, and there was actually one more explicit promise that I personally made, the founding team made from the day one, is we will not touch medicines. We won't store inventory of it. We won't touch it. We won't even deliver it for you. We won't do any of those things. We will only provide a technological solutions to your problems. We won't touch your medicines or our own medicines or anything like that. So, as much as it's tempting, we won't break our promise. So that's a good news. So, is it all bad news for the pharmacies? No, there is a good news. I'll lay out some good points that sort of give you a hope, a light at the end of the tunnel. Is first, you guys have trusted relationship with your patients, right? Patients trust you. Patients feel very comfortable sharing their addresses, their phone numbers, and their all details with you because you have these relationships earned over the years, if not decades sometimes. So that's a good news. You also have in-house team. You already have a team working at the pharmacy, right? That is available to you at no extra cost, right? You can carve out some hours from the day where they can actually make a delivery for you. So you already have in-house team. You already have a trusted relationship with the patients that they feel very comfortable sharing the address. Imagine we did that. First of all, your patients don't know us. We don't know them. So they'll feel already uncomfortable sharing their addresses and phone numbers and other prescription details, right? And we don't want to be in that awkward situation. And of course, we don't have in-house team. And the last is payment collection. Your team at the pharmacy is already collecting payments for you all the day long, every day. So they can, of course, collect the cash as well. So if it's all good news, why are we here? Well, what are we even doing, right? Why am I telling you that you something already know? You know all of this thing already. You don't need me to tell you this thing. So what's the problem, right? So let's talk about problem. There are problems because that is the reason we receive this feature request all the time. The first problem is the communication, right? Every delivery you have to make, there is at least 3 parties involved. One is yourself or the manager at the pharmacy, the guy who's receiving the orders. Then there's a patient who you're delivering for, and God forbid if the patient is ordering for somebody else, then there is a 4th person in the picture as well. The person who's actually receiving the medicine, the person who actually ordered for them. So it just becomes, and of course the delivery guy. So this is a communication problem that you have to sort of coordinate. I'll give you one more example. You have a staff who works for you for a long time. You don't even need to give them an address. They know patient name, they know where they live, they know everything. You have the staff that is new to your team. Now you have to give them the address. You have to acknowledge the patient that this is the guy who's going to be there. You have to share the numbers. If you do 2-3 deliveries a day, no big deal. You can do it. You can have a diary, which is I've seen a lot of times. I went to the pharmacies, they have a diary of all the patients that are eligible for the deliveries. There's addresses in there. It's all good, all good if you do 2 to 3 deliveries a day. If you want to run a serious delivery business, and which is, we all know the patients want now, you have to come up with something better than that. And so if you're running like 20-30 deliveries a day, the diary is not going to cut it. Second, payment reconciliation. Let's say you somehow nail the delivery. The guy goes to the patient's house, makes the delivery, gets the payment. It could be UPI or some digital payment. Then either he has to rely on a screenshot, which is cool, not big deal, but most of the time, just to be safe, they'll call you. Now you are busy. You know, it's your number, UPI, you have to confirm it somehow. So it's not really cool if it's cash, and if the guy collected a cash and went home after that because he made a delivery at evening, next day you have to make sure your invoice is from credit to cash. So the reconciliation problem starts, and you forgot to do it. Then the patient comes 2 weeks later, and we know how it goes after that. You know, you start getting an argument and discussions. So payment reconciliation is another issue. And the last is information sharing, which is sort of like connected to the first point I mentioned. You know, you constantly have to be sort of like a mediator, because customer will call you, कहाँ पे है delivery, कितना time लगेगा, अभी क्यों नहीं आया है? And then you'll call the delivery guy, किधर है, अभी तो क्यों नहीं पहुंचा है? Delivery guy will call the guy, you don't want to share his number or something. It's a mess. You know, you're trying to serve customers at the counter, and this is what's happening. So three different things, three different problems that you are struggling with if you want to really scale up your delivery business. Again, if you only want to do 2, 3, 5 deliveries a day, no big deal. You know, you don't need any of those things. If you want to scale up your business, 20, 30 deliveries a day, and because of online pharmacies and stuff, you know, it's inevitable. Now you have to do deliveries at home. There's no way out of it. And patients want convenience. They're willing to pay for it. So these are the problems you face. As you probably anticipated, we are trying to come up with a good technological solution. So without further ado, I won't take much of a time. Let me introduce something cool, something I'm excited about. So VitRun, delivery made easy. How does it work? What does it do? It helps you assign and track the delivery. You can write within the portal, when you make an invoice, you can assign one of your staff member a delivery that you want to make it happen. Second, it can manage payments. For those who have already used the payment gateway so many times, right, and I know for a fact that you guys have used it, it's completely seamless reconciliation. Even if the patient pays cash, your delivery team, the guy, will be able to adjust the status of the payments at the home without looking at the complete invoice or having the access to the whole system. They can simply say cash. And we'll look at all of this in detail. So I'm not just making the slides, you know, pretty slides. The product is there already. The last is the customer service, right? High quality customer service. This is actually my favorite. The most beautiful thing about VitRun is the patient will be able to see the delivery guy in real time, its location. It will also know how many deliveries are left before the delivery guy gets to that particular patient's house. They won't know the other patient's addresses or anything like that, but they'll see if you have stacked those deliveries, like 10 deliveries, the patient will be able to see there are 9 more deliveries before they get to my house. We'll also send them expected time. This is the time they're going to reach to your house. So everything is shared seamlessly, and you won't hide. My hope is that you won't get a single phone call from the patient anymore about the delivery status. So it's real time. This one actually comes from one of the things I studied in Uber about Uber. You know, Uber, especially my friends from Bangalore, right? Uber does not make taxis come faster. That's a myth. Uber does not make, you go out on the street right now, you try to catch a rickshaw or a cab, it takes just as much time as you take in Uber. But this one thing that is a psychological hack that Uber does very well. It tells you exactly how long it is going to take. So what happens is people rather being anxious, right, and go down and wait or whatever, now they know exactly it's going to be here in 8 minutes. In fact, I bet you, any of you will take 2 more minutes, but you actually rather know when it's going to arrive rather than going downstairs and getting a taxi yourself or a cab or a rickshaw for yourself. So this is a sort of a theme that we wanted to get inspired from. That once you share the exact time and the location of the delivery guy, most of the anxiety from the patient side just goes away. Patients are okay. They're okay waiting for an hour at home. They're not doing anything, they're waiting. The problem with the old model is they will keep calling you because they don't know when the delivery is going to happen. And this is what we want to solve with VitRun. So we'll look at the video. from here, right? We'll look at the video of how it works. We wanted to do this real-time demo, but my team thinks that I'm going to fumble around with the screens and everything, so rather they recorded the screen and we'll do it. We actually wanted to place a delivery order and the guy would come here, but the problem is it would take a long time for you to wait, and I don't think any of you guys want to wait here and watch for 15 minutes a screen. So this is a typical, either eVital or your custom app that the patient places an order from. So there's a customer who's placing an order. So customer places the order, you as a pharmacist or the manager at the counter will receive a notification and look into the delivery portion. So as you saw, invoice is just saved. And then because it's saved for the delivery, it will ask for all the staff members that are there already assigned as a delivery role for the staff role management. Their names will be listed there. And of course there's a Dunzo as well. So if you still want to stick with Dunzo, you can. This is not going to change anything. Who wants to use Dunzo? This is actually one of my favorite ones because as a manager, somebody who you work for a long time, you know where the patient lives. But then sometimes when the patient actually enters their address, it doesn't really come up with exactly what it's supposed to be. So before you actually confirm it, you actually get to see it in a map right within your portal, and you can actually toggle it and you can actually fix it if you want to fix it by a few meters or a street or something. You can do that. Once you confirm it, of course, it's good to go. So that's the guy who's going to make a delivery for you using VitRun app. He's actually at the pharmacy now, there to pick up, because all of this status is being shared with the patient real time. So the moment the delivery guy actually comes to your, just like Dunzo, just the point they get to you, they'll have to confirm it by the geolocation within 50 meters of radius that I'm here to pick up your parcel. These are all the invoices that he's supposed to pick up. Sorry, I skipped that. He can scan our most favorite QR code on each and every invoice. They can simply scan that, and this is the beautiful thing. If it's a wrong order, so what happens is if you have multiple delivery guys making multiple different deliveries, and you have stacked them all there in the table, and some guy picks up the wrong delivery package, it's a hell breaks loose. So in this case, if they scan this thing, if that particular order is not allocated to that guy, it won't let them pick that up. So it's gonna throw an error that it's a wrong order. And as you can see on your left, you can see the customer is getting all the notifications in real time. It also see that your order is already on the way. So the moment it says that I already picked up all the packages, and the customer is acknowledge that it's all out for delivery now. there's a misalignment in the video, but the delivery person is already at the house of the patient, and patient of course is seeing that on the left side in real time. And once he's there, the delivery person will also have to verify based on the geolocation that he's actually there at the patient's address, and then only he can actually see the other details, what needs to be done. There's a delivery pin as well. The patient has already 7484. You as a chemist also receive all the updates for the delivery, that particular delivery, in case patient does not look at the app or something and they call you. So one of the things that is not shown in the is the payment portion. Payment is also of course gone through the payment gateway, and they can actually reconcile automatically on the portal. So there are a few things that although I pointed out, let's just review them real quickly. The things that makes VitRun even better is the one where the first is the scanning of wrong item, right? When you are trying to do 20, 30 deliveries, you sure are going to have more than one person involved in the delivery, and this allows making sure that everybody is picking up what they're supposed to pick up, and everything is routed through the system only, so there are no errors being made by the delivery person, right? Locating patient address, as I mentioned, if the patient has entered the wrong address, you happen to know the address better than them, and or Google cannot figure it out, or somehow you can actually tune up a little bit before actually making the delivery. And the last is the reimbursement. This is the, although it is not shown in the video, you have complete dashboard of the delivery person, how many deliveries they made, how much money, if they collected as a cash, you can actually find out from the dashboard how much you are supposed to collect from them for the next day. All the reimbursement details, you can see the dashboard. Because each and every status is actually geolocation verified, you can also see the performance that who's taking such a long time to deliver or such a short time to deliver. And I know, this is one thing I love about our customers, that it's never enough, it's never enough. So I know some of you guys are thinking already, okay, this is great, but what's next? I already have a few ideas in my mind. I see Anand writing a few things in the notepad already. So let's see if I can answer some of the questions already. What's in future? One of the thing is B2B deliveries, right? There are few people in the room, there are distributors or wholesalers, and they know very well that distribution is all about 50% inventory and 50% deliveries, right? And I know you guys are dying to have this, for your B2B clients. That's definitely in the future. One more thing, route optimization, right? We are also working on an algorithm and some integration where if you give 10 different deliveries to your delivery guys, the system, the VitRun app itself will route it by the optimized manner, where they should be going first, where they should be going second and third and fourth and fifth. This is going to be the first one we launch very soon, actually. So then they don't have to think about anything. They can simply just follow the instruction on the app. And the last one is, this is going to be a while, but one of the things we want to do is we want to open it up for the freelancing delivery people, right? So you may or may not have dedicated staff. Sometimes they are on holiday or something, and you want to tap into a common network of the delivery partners. Eventually we will, but it has to take some time before the product and the network matures itself. But we'll definitely do that in the eventually for the. So that was for the VitRun, and I'll take some questions later on in the end of the presentation. The second thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, first one was the connecting patients and the pharmacies outside the digital world. The second thing this is, some of you are already aware of it, some of you might have actually even used it for a little bit, but this is to grow your business, right? This is to grow your business. Let's talk about connecting patients and pharmacies to grow your business. So again, first one was about the connecting patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. This is about connecting patients and pharmacies to grow your business. Customer relationship, right? We talk a lot about customer relationship, right? That was one of the few things that we did very, from day one. We wanted to help you build a better customer relationship. But what is a customer relationship? How do you even measure it, whether you have a good customer relationship or not? Well, it's very simple, right? Loyalty. Loyalty is how you measure. If your customers are loyal to you, if their customers are not switching pharmacies for a meager discount for a few rupees here and there, you know you have a good loyal customer base, and you also have a customer relationship that is pretty good. Hope whatever you are doing to keep it that way. And one thing I want to talk about today is like online pharmacies. It's not a surprise that I'm very anti online pharmacy, and we also know what has happened over the last few months, which is also not surprising, right? Pharmacy valuation is down 90%, and I still think it's overvalued, by the way. What can we learn from it? But there is some lessons that we can actually learn from these experiments, the startups. One of the thing is they all use the loyalty points and cashback system, and whether we like it or not, it works, right? People want that. People kind of find it, rewarding and very sticky in terms of their customer retention, especially. The second thing they also did is actually somewhat recent and may not be so publicly aware about is memberships and bundling. They offer you some sort of packages. You pay 2,000 rupees and this and that, and you get all of these packages together, which also helps you upselling as well as the retention in that sense. And the last thing, they do a lot of promotions and offer, right? They want to push certain products for certain brands, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of lessons that we at least learned. The problem has been, for an individual pharmacy, is the technology, the lack of technology that these guys have, right? All of you guys thinking that, of course, we want to do all of these things. But there is no technical backbone that has helped you. Of course, eVital has been doing everything they can to sort of push you in this direction. And one more step we are taking today, so that this monopoly of having these loyalty points and membership plans and promotions and offers is not a monopoly of these big companies, these big startups with a lot of funding only. We want to make sure that every single pharmacy in India has an access to same technology that big companies can make themselves. So without further ado, I want to introduce something we call membership plans, right? It's way more than, there's a leg there. So we launched loyalty program a while ago, and it's cool. Everybody was asking us, hey, by the way, can we do what Apollo does? Because Apollo loyalty program is apparently very, very famous. So everybody wanted to just copy them, and we did that, but we wanted to do more than that. I think there is a beautiful thing about memberships, right? One of the most common example everybody's aware of is the Amazon Prime. You pay certain price, and then you stick to it. And I bet you 100%, you guys have all bought something. If you guys have Amazon Prime from Amazon, that might be available at the same price somewhere else. Because once you pay for a membership, you automatically feel obligated that I have to buy it from them, right? Because you want to make the most of your money. So membership is something cool. One of our customers has been experimenting and it's found a huge success. I won't name them, but it's one of the largest customers. And they have done this thing. They have already sold memberships to thousands of people. And that's why we wanted to sort of make it more formal, make it more productized, out there, and use it for everybody. So the way it would work is like you can have all the classifications of the categories of your products, and you can define whether it's a loyalty points or whether it's a cash discount. You can also define the annual fees. You can also define the tenure. So if you want to do only for 3 months membership, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever you want to do, there's a lot of flexibility around that. This is just an example of that, by the way. This is no way we are implementing. You can define it the way you want it. Although I do recommend that you speak to one of us before you define your program, because it's very hard to change it later on, because you already committed certain customers that you are going to provide this, and you can't change it. So you can have home delivery minimums. I like to be more creative than this. You can even go higher packages, include diagnostic labs if you happen to have a relationship with them, right? Or doctor consultation every year or so. So you can actually provide this kind of package completely into this membership plan. So these are the annual fees you can charge. It's for you. It's not for us at all. But here's the beautiful thing: virtual membership cards. I'm sure some of you guys at least have signed up on some membership program and then the app for it. I know there was a coffee chain we signed up for Third Wave, And third wave was a pretty cool card that I really liked it. It says my name on it and everything, and it's beautiful. It feels great. So of course we wanted to bring that to the pharmacies as well. So every time your patient logs into your eVital or your custom app, they see the virtual card with their number on it. The beautiful thing also, which I have received a lot of requests, is people don't want to give phone numbers, right? Older patients, they don't want to give phone numbers, so they want to associate a card or something. So there's a number there now. You can type in this number in your search box, and the patient profile will be pulled in. Whether OTP required or not, completely optional onto you. There's cool animation that also provides the details of the plan they have signed up for. So if they signed up for the free plan, there's detail of the free plan, there's ID, there's terms and conditions, whatever you want to. Everything is available on the eVital app or your custom app. But we as Indians, we don't like virtual things, right? We like real things. We like to touch things. We like tangible things. We like shiny, beautiful objects that we can take it around and show it to people. So of course we had to do that, and of course you don't need a mobile app for that either. So here it is. Now you can have your own cards, your own brands. The customer number will be there. You can hand them out. They can come to your store. They can scan it. And the most amazing thing to me, now you have permanent position in your patient's pocket every day, every hour of the day. And yes, it's customizable. As you can see, some of the names that we have put it up there. If you guys want to have your own design, of course we'll help you design all the cards too. If you guys want to design your own cards, feel free, you can do it. The only thing is we'll give you the barcodes so that we can support through the system. Like I said, they don't have to give you the phone numbers anymore. They can come to your store, a guy can scan it, and the profile will be pulled in right away. So yes, and there will be some samples for you guys to see and touch right now as well in a few minutes. So there it is, two things: connecting patients outside the digital world through the delivery app, and connecting patients for the growth and customer growth and business, business growth and retentionship for your business VitRun. It's all available from 1st of October next week. You guys can start using it. And now I will take some questions, although we don't have much time. Any questions? I know there are lots of questions. It's the only matter is who's going to ask the first question.
Hi Kushal, myself Ritesh Patel from Chemist Bazaar Pharmacy.
Yes, sir.
Actually, ये कैश डिस्काउंट ही होगा या फिर लॉयल्टी पॉइंट में भी लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम ऑलरेडी रन किया हुआ है कस्टमर को?
Yes. So as I mentioned, it could be a completely customizable plan. The first one, as you see, the loyalty program. So that's a part of it. Now we have extended to the memberships and the subscriptions. So you can choose to do whatever. If you think all of customers only want the free one loyalty program, they can stick with it. You can already expand further for the paid programs as well. So for those who are already using some loyalty program, nothing changes.
यानी सपोज मैंने प्लेटिनियम मेंबरशिप लिया,
Right.
तो 10% डिस्काउंट डायरेक्टली होगा या फिर लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम?
Everything is configurable to your needs.
Then okay.
By the way, just so you know, gold and platinum is just examples that we give. You can come up with your own names. Nothing on this screen is defined by us. It's just an example, right? Everything is configurable.
So myself Padmaj Rana from Nasik, Siddhi Medical. The barcodes that you will be providing for the membership cards,
Yes.
They will be provided randomly or there will be a series for that?
Chintan sir will answer this question.
Yeah, that will be a random number. It will be a random number, sir.
Okay.
It's not easy to guess by someone else, so don't worry. So it is not in the sequence also.
And just wanted to ask, what if a customer, I have enrolled for a membership, and that customer goes to another store who is also working on eVital,
Mm-hmm.
and there he scans that number?
It will not fetch the customer details also.
That's all.
So it will stick with your store only, not with other stores.
The membership is towards your store, not the eVital,
Okay.
right? eVital is not selling this membership. You guys are selling it. We're just helping you selling it. Let's do one more question and then we can skip to the end. There's, of course, there's going to be a lot more time afterwards during the lunch and networking time. So you can feel free to grab any of us and ask questions. So let's do one more question if somebody has it. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Sanjay Modi, Badigam Advisory. अच्छा मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, जैसे हम लोग डिस्काउंट नहीं देते हैं तो हमें वो बारकोड के जो कस्टमर का रिकॉर्ड रखना हो, और कभी वो स्कैन करके भी हमें बता सकते हैं कि भाई ये नंबर से आपकी दवाई निकल जाएगी, ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है कि जो बारकोड
यस यस राइट
यस डेफिनेटली सर, कि आपको उसके लिए मेंबरशिप या ऐसा कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. इफ यू वांट टू जस्ट अटैच दैट कार्ड विद द कस्टमर, यू कैन अटैच दैट कार्ड एंड यूजिंग दैट कार्ड यू कैन फेच द कस्टमर इंफॉर्मेशन.
सर ये जरूरी नहीं है कि आप मेंबरशिप या लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम बनाओ, आप कार्ड ऐसे भी यूज कर सकते हो बारकोड की तरह. एंड अगर कस्टमर को अपना नंबर नहीं देना है, यू कैन यूज द कार्ड इन प्लेस ऑफ द फोन नंबर एज वेल. Like I said, if you happen to get a card from outside, from your friend or something, make sure the barcodes are from us, otherwise we cannot support them. Alright, so we have something exciting. We hope you like it, we hope you enjoy it, and afterwards we'll have a second product launch that we are excited about. All the questions again.
Of experience in percussion and drums. Performances in more than 1,000.